Hi guys, it's Horsey Steph and I am back with part 4 of Useless, the movie about the girl Jessie that lost her mom and barrel races. How was that for a terrible introduction for a movie? I am just not good at this at all, but anyway. If you guys could go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe for future videos, that would really help me out. And go ahead and leave a comment down below. Let me know how you like this video, what you think I should be doing differently, or what I should react to next. Let's go ahead and jump into the movie and see how it continues to progress. Alright, so it's another day and she seems like she is progressing quite nicely with this horse. He now has a breastplate. I don't think he had a breastplate the first time, but maybe I just missed that. And I haven't seen any weirdness yet today, so that's good. She did a nice simple change there, so clearly he does still have some stuff to work on. Doesn't have a lead change, I'm guessing. But if you look at just this pause moment right here, you can see that he's going much tighter around the barrels. He's starting to drop that shoulder around them like he should and getting a better shape around the barrels. More what you're looking for in a competitive barrel horse. I like how slowly she's taking all of this and not rushing him and trying to like gallop him around. She's really focusing on taking her time, getting things done correctly, so that she can continue to progress with this horse and further his training. And she actually did a stop there, so that was really nice, because sometimes I feel like they don't even bother trying to stop these barrel horses. They just hit the fence and deal with what happens then. There you could see she really sat back and he sat under himself and did almost, I mean, I know it wasn't a sliding stop, but that idea of like, yeah, we're gonna stop quickly. So that was nice and good to see she's working on that, because it is something every barrel horse has to do. Whether you train them or not to do it, they do have to figure out how to stop somehow. So I'm appreciating that she is training him how to stop, and she's not going to get to a competition and like rip his face off and lose control because she's never practiced that, which I think happens quite a bit. This horse is truly a gorgeous color. I love roans. He's beautiful. So it looks like she might have taken her horse to his first competition. This particular horse looks like quite green. You can see how she's making quite messy turns, knocked over that barrel earlier because she just wasn't coordinated and organized, and now the horse is kind of throwing a fit. She doesn't have a lot of control, so that I would guess this horse is a little bit green, and maybe this is a lower level barrel race, which is a perfect place for Jessie to take her new horse to kind of get him started competing, because you don't want to jump right into something really competitive on a horse that's green and is still learning and hasn't had the opportunity to show and really learn how to show, because showing is a little different than practicing at home. It's a new environment the horse has to get used to. I love how calm he is walking down the chute. I love when I see barrel horses that aren't all hyped up. So she is taking this very slowly. It's a very conservative canter. I'm not sure if this is actually a barrel race, or this could also just be a practice run, getting him used to running in a different venue at a new place. I don't know that you would do this, that you would take a horse and have such a conservative run in a barrel race. I mean, maybe. I don't know the sport. I guess I can see from a training perspective, if you want them to get relaxed and comfortable going places and being in a show environment, you might do a conservative run like this for their first time, just to make sure you're not getting them all hyped up and they don't start to associate competition with anxiety. But I was expecting her to push him just a little bit more and at least do some controlled gallop on this course, not a really tighty, conservative, quiet canter. Even coming home, she didn't really let him out. It was still pretty quiet and definitely not as fast as the last run she did at home. So I'm assuming this is part of her training process, that she's done such a quiet, conservative run. I do wish they'd told us whether this was a competition or just like a practice day or what, because I would be curious to know. But again, I don't know enough about rail racing to really say if this is normal or not. I do really appreciate that halt. It was quiet, it was organized, it was controlled. She didn't run the horse into the fence. The horse didn't have a fit about her asking him to whoa. He's clearly used to stopping after. So that was really nice horsemanship and really nice to see. And he looks just so happy in himself and happy to do this job, and that's really great. I love how she's just standing with Lucky, grooming him, has the rope over his neck, hasn't tied him, and is really staying present in that moment. I feel like by not tying a horse, it demands that both you and the horse are a little bit more present and a little bit more responsible for the situation. It's so easy to just tie a horse and go on autopilot and kind of just ignore they're even there, if that makes sense. So I love seeing this horse just standing, because he has to be engaged and present, and she has to be engaged and present so that he stays there and doesn't wander off. I typically ground tie with the rope on the ground, not over their neck, although I used to ground tie with the rope over my horse's neck all the time back when I was at muddier facilities, just because I hate when my lead ropes get dirty and gross. Now that I'm mostly just ground tying like in our barn and in our kind of grooming tacking area, which is, you know, clean and matted, I typically don't bother putting the rope over the neck. And it is a little clearer to a horse that when the rope's on the ground they stand, when the rope's up they kind of have the freedom to move. So I do like that distinction, but I have also done both. Really, there's no hard and fast rules about anything. I mean, you should be able to tell your horse to stand by just the power of staying present and holding that expectation for them. So I'm glad that she's able to do that, and I'm glad that Lucky is so engaged and happy to be with her and spend time with her, because you just don't see it very often. A lot of times you see horses that are shut down or upset or tuned out. You don't see a lot of engaged, happy, relaxed horses, so that's great to see. And he just looks so relaxed, like he could even fall asleep there. And I like that he's able to look around and kind of be present in the situation, not just hyper-focused on Jessie, but still stay grounded and quiet but still stay standing still while she grooms him. So that ability to just kind of be relaxed in the environment without having to leave or feeling the desire to leave is really special. Again, more people should not tie their horse and should kind of see how that interaction is when you don't have your horse tied. And they're just so content there. That bond between a girl and her horse is so strong. And I think, you know, horses that are children's horses are really lucky, because that unadulterated love and just wanting to spend every waking minute with the horse is something you really don't see with adults. It's very much unique to children, and something I think we could all kind of connect back to a little bit better, because you're just offering so much of yourself to the horse, and in such a non-judgmental way. It's just kind of like, I love you, I'll do anything for you, and I just want to have fun. As adults, we tend to put so much pressure on the horse. You know, we even subconsciously value them for what they can provide for us. And you don't really see that with children. They value the horse just for what the horse is. And that's very cool. And I think this kind of moment here kind of symbolizes that love of kind of a girl and her horse. And it's so great that she has Lucky to be her shoulder to cry on, because she has really no one else in her life at this point. Her uncle just went to the ER. He has something wrong with him. She doesn't know what's going on. And I think the worry about losing him is overwhelming her. I'm glad she has Lucky there to just be her friend. And horses are so comforting when you're in that mind state of just worry and grief and panic. Because they can stay so present and grounded, they can really help ground you so that you can get through those big big emotions that are a little bit hard to get through on your own. And I understand why she's struggling so much. I mean, she just lost her mom. She moved, doesn't have any friends in this new area really. And her uncle was really the person that replaced that parental figure of, you know, somebody to look up to and to help you and guide you. So the thought of potentially losing him, I mean, it would be devastating. And after so much grief already in her life, I can't imagine adding that to it. So again, I'm just so glad she has a horse to just be there for her in a way that only horses really can be. I hope you guys enjoyed that segment of Useless, and as always, I will be back with Horse Trainer Reacts to different movies, and primarily this one until it is over, every Thursday and Saturday. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button and tune in every Thursday and Saturday so you don't miss any segment of this movie. But if you have, check the description box below where I have put links to all the other parts of this movie so that you can find them all conveniently in one place. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the day, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye!